Good morning, Keller Williams, and welcome back to 66 Conversations with MAPS Coaches. Today, I'm joined by MAPS coach Brian Martin. Brian, thank you for being here. Thank you for, one, pouring into me as a leadership coach. Appreciate all that you do and all that you do for all of our coaches and agents as well. For those of you that don't know Brian, he's going to introduce himself, tell a little bit about yourself, Brian.
Yeah, so my name is Brian Martin. I work as a MAPS coach, also as the director of leadership coaches for MAPS. So I coach regional directors, OPs, TLs, some mega agents, and leadership coaches.
Awesome. And with all of those leaders that you coach, regardless of role, I'm sure that the objection we're going to talk about next comes up often. And I hear it as well, right? There is so much. I can't do all of these things that I keep hearing about or that are put in front of me or that are asked of me. There's just, whether it's time or knowledge or just skill level or whatever it may be, Brian, I can't do it all. How do you handle that objection when you hear that from your clients who are leaders or agents?
Yeah, I think it's for anybody, right? So this is what we would call uncertain times, where there are things that are being put in front of us over and over again. And people have a tendency during an uncertain time to just sit back and wait and kind of go like, I'm going to wait for more information, and we just start stacking all those things together. That's where that story comes from of there's just too much to do. There's so much to do. I would actually say in leading people, what we can do is realize that's a strategy, or that's an attempt to be distracted, right? And there's a lack of priority there. So the way I would handle that as a leader is helping to put it out on the table. What are all of the things, right? Like if there's so much we have to do, great. What are all the things that are so much we have to do? Then let's go back through it again. Let's look at what are the most important things we can do. In Shift Tactic 3, Shift by Gary Keller, Tactic 3, he's going to go through identifying what are the focuses, or what are the things that an agent can do in their business that are going to be more important than everything else. And then there's a great resource in there on page 42 and 43. It's called 7 Steps to a Talent Shift, and it actually is the guidebook, two-page guide of how to lead effectively. And what it means is we're going to get people focused on the things that matter most. We're actually going to cross-train people in that. We're going to realign the team that way, and then our execution is going to be based on the things that matter most. When we see complexity, right? Complexity just creates a place for people to hide.
Right.
Our job as leaders, whether you're leading agents, you're leading people, you're leading in a market center, whatever it is to eliminate the complexity. It's much more powerful to be simple and look at it and say, we're going to focus on the things that matter most, things that are going to give us the greatest return. And during any shifting market right now, quite simply, it's going to be lead generating for people, for talent, right? It's going to be people for your team. It's going to be for recruits, other people we can be in business with or merge businesses with. And the second one's always going to be lead generation for productivity. That's not in any order. You got to do both, right? We have to have the business for people to have, and we have to have the people that we can build these businesses through.
I love it. I mean, there's so much clarity and simplicity, right? Lead generation for people and lead generation for productivity. Guys, If you have not read Shift, read it. If you've read it, go ahead and dust it back off.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pull it back up off that shelf. It's time to crack it back open. If it's been a while since you've gone through the tabs or your, highlighted or underlined moments, certainly some nuggets of wisdom on page 42 and 43 there with Shift Tactic 3. Thank you for bringing that up. Great job, Brian, handling that. Any closing thoughts or anything you'd like to kind of end with?
No, I think it's just that. I think the more that we can keep the people in that we're the people that we're leading, the people that we are responsible for, we can keep them in the most important habits of our day, or most important activities of our day. That is how people thrive during a shift, right? That's the challenge that we have, and leading people through it. Keep it simple. Avoid the complexity. Identify the places that people may be hiding or the blind spots they may have in that.
That's it, guys. Simple, not always easy, and yet it's pretty straightforward. Put it all on the table, what matters most, and get in and get after it. So thank you, Brian. Definitely appreciate your time today. Guys, come back tomorrow. We'll have a brand new MAPS coach and a brand new conversation. As always, thanks for joining us.